And then age about trade, they said they are white, which is Silamafo. All the offer, brother, if I say, brother, I'm gonna tell you,
Brother Sabi.
brother Samuel, see, Kiraka, Shibu, Kiri, as it delivered to me, I saw you, I was in hand. Say, my many friends, brother Samuel, my pay watch it, my pay watch it. What are you saying? Kibu, Sikiburi, Kiba.
Aje. And then the
I said, brother, I say, hi. Some of my power check. Whoa, my power check.
na then this mato me boa. Me bana ade we die.
No, woman. What's up, Becca? Kakrabi, what you bet you me? What's up? To what's you?
You do learn. Okay, Google stop.
20 years.
Okay, ebusiafo mo amutie o radio so mesrɛ mo ana menya technical issues bi ntina mentumi ankasa koraa no but na mpɛ sɛ mutie nwom so at the same time nti I guess everything worked out pɛpɛɛpɛ na yɛtwɛn sɛ yɛabɛdwafo na adɛn na me WhatsApp yɛ ɛyɛ etumi ɛne me di agorɔ bi a me like medwen ho a mente ase WhatsApp wa na me ne wonam na all of a sudden I'm say ya na me bother won. Okay, now that what you mean can
Yes, Betonka,
loud and clear. Okay, all right.
loud and clear.
Perfect.
Hey,
Now
nah,
uh,
okay.
why need and there
See,
and there dear you bridge the anchor. Hey, what is
and yet
still
another,
playing?
and yet another could behave.
Yeah, I think it will be a good idea. Oh my goodness. I've been sitting behind this thing for like 2 hours and it's still messing me up. Okay, all right. All right, so and let's see, play manual for me. Okay. Ebusuafo yɛ mo nyinaa akɔ aba. Now, today we are going to mix it up a little bit because we have um, our sister joining us, Malaika. I got the name right? It's Malaika, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. She saw the posts and she was interested, so I asked her to be our special guest today. And yeah, the Befra, but she doesn't mind us speaking our language because she actually enjoys listening to Ghanaian language. So if you want to speak Twi, feel free. could speak. I'm sure she'll pick it up as we go along.
No.
I'm trying to do something now. Let me see. Okay, I guess all right, Ekuya. On mute. Let me too. Bibi aboko.
Nyame adom.
Na at the election, I'm always slow, Sarah. Na election,
Oh,
there.
David.
We are there, and you know. For now, we all don't know.
Election, no one's that in the BC. And no, I'm kind and then what's the difference?
Well, we'll talk more about it tomorrow because a lot has changed.
Obi in commission, you be trying to share.
We'll find out tomorrow. We'll
I'm
find
going
out
to
tomorrow.
say.
Okay. Malaika, welcome to today's program. This is High Life Radio. I know today is your first time. I know you know me by Victor. Oh, so that's my government name. I'm not supposed to tell everybody.
You snitched on yourself.
Okay, so my name is Papa Abeeku, and this is Ekuya Jewel.
Papa.
The two of us, Abeeku. Say, try it.
Papa
Abeeku. There you go.
Papa Abeeku.
There you go. Okay, it's a name for a Wednesday born in Ghana.
Like
a male born on a Wednesday.
Friday and stuff.
Yeah, you know Mamifua, right? Mamifua Coleman, Colecraft.
Oh yeah.
You know Colecraft, yeah. Yeah, Ifua is Friday. So that's the meaning of her name. And Ekua Jewel, AJ, that's Ekua Jewel. Ekua is also the female for a Wednesday born. So both of us are born on Wednesday. So I'm Abeeku and he's
busy day, huh?
Yes, Wednesday is a very, very busy day. And then we have our controversial Nana Daku Asiedu the third. He's a royal from his family. He was actually next to be the king or the chief of his village, but then he decided to come to the US. Ekuya, you know I'm telling the truth. Stop making your face like that.
We should switch. Let me go use stick.
And so he decided to come here just to be a humble servant. You know have you seen coming to America, right? Yes, that's him right there.
Wow.
That's him. The prince of
Zamunda.
Yeah, so and then over here is my little sister.
Hi.
Papa,
No, she's my kid sister.
Oh.
Yeah, she doesn't want the description. She want me to say, "Oh, that's my sister." No, she's my kid sister.
Kid pa.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, and her name is Araba. Araba is also
nice to meet you.
Araba is a lady born on a Tuesday.
Araba.
Yes.
Did I say Araba?
Yeah, you got it. Araba.
Araba. Okay.
Yeah. So very, very good combination. We might have one or two people join us eventually.
Okay.
But so the topic I was given today.
I'm gonna get a pillow. I'm too short.
Okay, that's fine. Topic I did mommy say menka ho asem. Sex before marriage. Sex before marriage. To do or not to do.
It's like the election. To win.
Yeah, it's just like the election. To be or not to be. To do or not to do. That is the question for tonight. Sex before marriage. Now, I know, say, Bebrina, Yawahano, Christians, like most of us are Christians. And not all of us, but most of us. As a matter of fact, the king over there, the chief over there, is not neither a Christian. He's nothing. He's just who he is. So he's liberal, and so
It's nothing.
this discussion might go different directions. But I pray that everybody will be open-minded, express themselves well, say it as it is. This is a no judgment zone. There are no, your pastor is not here, your bishop is not here. Even if he is, you can explain to them later after the show.
Trouble.
Yeah. And so, Mr. Chief agree as well. Sex before marriage. You are the mommy. Say you can accept. I know. Give us your reason for giving me this topic to talk about.
All right. First off, Obia, everybody, welcome me. I'm in Tibrofo. I don't speak English, so that's all I can say. So first off, welcome. Sorry, I'm looking the way I'm looking. I'm not feeling too good, so it's not you. It's just the body is not normal. So yeah, welcome to our show. Thank you for coming, and hopefully we'll get to learn something from you today, and then you also get to learn something from here today. So everybody will be our journey on Facebook. Apparently, I'm supposed to be speaking the little English that I will be taking to Kutoka, but I have to speak it here today because we have a guest. So I'll be mixing English and all that. The reason for this topic is because it was a subject of conversation that we had in a group that I'm in, and the debate was heated. And I will say that about 80% of the conversation, people were for it, sex before marriage, and the rest were like, nah, why? I mean, all of that. Me personally, I feel you need to test drive, because if you go to a showroom to go buy a car, you test drive the car before you bring the car home. And I'm thinking, I don't know whether we should have even a camera or a device to look into people's even heart and minds before you even get married to them, so you can know what they're about.
Like some X-ray.
Thank you.
X-ray machine. Oh,
there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, the machine where you can look through the people and know what they're about, and their thinking, and where the relationship is going to lead to, the whole sex thing. And then you check the machine. You see, for me, the machine down there is very important. You understand? You have to be able to whistle me and whistle me good, So if it's not, all I can say for right now is I am for sex before marriage, because some people, they will advertise themselves, campaign themselves, and then after campaign, you go into the office and you see, say, you have made a big mistake. You should have actually not. Let me give you an example. A lady friend in the group, she was like, she was introduced to this guy, and prior to being introduced to the guy, Obi testifies, say, oh, my brother says, hey, guy, the thing between his legs no be easy, Charlie. The way you go hammer you, Charlie, no be small. Little did she know, it was a size 0.
It was a scam.
It was a big scam. She went in with the whole excitement, like, okay, the guy looks okay, he looks good. I mean, not that good anymore, but she looks okay, she wants to go, you know what I mean? Only did she find out, say, it is not. You understand? Yeah. For me, you have to test drive it, because if you don't test drive it, you'll be one full shock in your room. Not to say it's a not. But I mean, like I said, I think you should, And I think we should, but when you come to the religious aspect of it, like we are raised to be that, oh, you're not supposed to do that, you have to make it the right way, and you go to church, go through counseling, get married, then you can do that. So after the marriage, that you see, say, oh, this is a scam, big scam. Well, scam 'em. There's something it's not. So if you ask me, I think that you should test drive it before you should do the engine check. You have to do engine check. You have to do oil check. You have to do make sure the windshield wipers, everything is inclusive,
I
is
like this
working.
lady.
All this, yeah, or you see all the avenues and all the plugs, spark plugs is working. Your ticklish, you tickle me, baby, you tickling, everywhere is tickling. You make sure you tickle is tickling everywhere. You make sure say everything is working. Yeah, if it's working, you get your feelings. Yeah, thank you.
How do we move from a Ghanaian accent to a British accent to a Chinese accent in it?
Thank you.
You know, when you have the passion.
Yeah, so you have to make sure everything is tickling everywhere. Yeah, and well, yeah, thank you.
Okay. So Malika, this is
Can
another.
I go last?
Yeah, you come last. I'm just
enjoying the
introducing
conversation.
Akosia Williams to you.
Huh?
This is Akosia Williams.
Hi.
She's another expert in this subject matter. So they have a bunch of experts. She's like a pro in this subject matter. And
I actually like there's a lot of females.
Oh yeah, you'll be very comfortable. I told you you'll be
It's
comfortable.
gonna be interesting.
You'll be fine. Okay. Nana, can you come in, or I should let Araba go? Okay.
You can't say, Papa, why I'm both video? Oh,
Oh,
the video.
No. Hold on. So I there's something that I need to show. Very, very interesting.
It's something we're introducing, and we'll soon get to our audience. Your audience, you know.
Yes,
And then initially, I will introduce that, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay,
it's something nice.
I'll be joining in later. Oh, it's a moment there, but why busy kaka? All right, so this is what we are introducing, right? We call it personality or personalities of the week, and we will start in-house. And then after all is said and done, we will introduce we'll choose some of our listeners and give them personality of the week accolades. So today we have two personalities of the week, and this is why they are the personalities of the week. So drum roll. Okay. This is our first personality of the week.
No way.
Say, if for any reason I dare she said in your city to move on your corner, a sister we are.
You are the victim.
Nice one. Everybody should clap for.
We need a producer, Papa. Yeah, not so far.
Everybody should clap for Sister
Akosia Williams.
Yes. And then we also have another personality, and I
next week now, and then you bet you see Obi after the show now only Diaba, and then we will honor them next week.
Okay, so second
share almost share no. we'll choose from there.
Exactly. Good idea.
Omo
Good
omo
idea.
share no.
This is our second personality.
Sisi a obi a obeshe no.
Yes, you
Now
get
then,
the
I
sense.
want to be able to 10 gram on the competition. Maria,
Then say you competition. We are just
Maria.
Whoa. Jimmy Fitananti yo, Koja Fasuo. Every said you be pego be a Livia Simo. Whoa. I don't ask for no show, be back with you. It's me for be a one. Daddy Lumbe. Whoa. Me fair be a one year Koja Fasuo.
why not?
Yeah, obi my noise will be mum na mute
Everybody,
no.
please mute your microphones for me for a second.
And also where did
Okay.
him Masisa? I can't want to my sense. Nelson, only who said, people in your son, dear. People in your son. I said nobody is sure you're saying, dear, tough will be to me, say, ain't you been say, don't be razimo.
Okay, so that is our second personality of the week. Now, the way this is going to go, no, sometimes you will not even know what we are going to show. Sometimes we might ask you to do a video for us. Sometimes we'll find our own video. All you know is one week, everybody here has a potential. Us here on the show and even our listeners.
No, there be yang two there we're out. Our panelists and our listeners. It's not about us, it's about them.
It's
not about us. It's not about us. It's about them. So our panelists and our listeners, into Yemi, we're out of it.
Papa, person, you be the
Oh, David, I mean, bitch, me, this is here. Hey, all right. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. So every week we'll acknowledge either one of our panelists
today,
or one of our.
Today, after the show we'll pick one of our listeners, and then they'll do a video and say if they have your number or they have my number, they'll send it via your Facebook or direct number or whatever it is. But when you're finished, you show now you better pick you.
Okay, all right. You better show so on back door.
Or the better only paku show so.
Okay.
One of our loyal fans.
Depending on who shared the most.
They've been with us from day one. I started in Nkomoh.
Oh, so you have an idea already?
I have an idea. They've been with us from day one of Nkomoh Nkitinkiti. And they've never missed a beat.
Okay.
Almost but they're always on.
Okay, good. All right. So that's the new segment we are introducing every week, a personality or the star of the week. All right. Now let's go to Araba. Nanada will come in later. He's a little busy now, so he'll come in later.
My stand. I think Maso baby age Medina.
Okay.
For security reasons. For security reasons, anyway, sex before marriage. I think that for me, because you don't want surprises, right? Sisi aso iwimenye yasasesa iwimenya kranti sempe ansha ansana na se echina wakwaya asem bebi owa anhwe ya na aye what is this aye monyi dey meka meyifu na mbesiafo nyina enti azna washashe no krapo no the cheating is going on, right? Into we feel that woman still na yenya comfortable nti se mempia na mehu dem mempia Me pesha na
Yeah.
me there. Or no man na me pay nichi me I don't have
And
any excuse, you
yeah,
understand?
and the X-ray machine too. I think we should start praying that
Very necessary.
very, very important, very, very important. Where they get to
I
look into your head, they look in your head, they look in your heart, they can scan your body and know. Yeah, yeah. It's all that everything is going to be okay.
me show. Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you.
machine there me feel say the contract na Merrick Popa. He's gonna be able to do that. Since I need, please, those watching us, I need investors. Man,
Do what?
you all are interested.
Malika, unmute your phone real quick and let me see something. I was trying to unmute it, but I couldn't. Unmute yourself. You on mute. Okay, yeah, you're good. You're good.
I'm still on mute.
Yeah,
Or
you're
no?
good. You're good. If I have to, I'll mute you from here, but you're good for now. I have a
Pastor Yabaka.
I think the noise is coming from her side. So can you?
I have
Yeah.
endorsement.
I'll rather control from here. Okay, go ahead.
I have endorsement from Pastor Yaba. Also, you have to taste the goods first. Of course. And see, yeah, I'm for that. I feel like we have to, for security reasons. And then again, those on the platform, please support my cause. Send me money, investments. In some we pay investors to invest in the machine so that we can be testing our partners. Say, oh yeah, they love us and now they, that been on credit be na washisha mehen and kakanka. You understand? And see, I
Yeah.
think I would end here. Mm.
Okay.
Spiritus.
Okay. Malika, come in.
Yes.
What is your view on sex before marriage? Yay or nay? To do or not to do?
um, I'm a little bit outnumbered, but for me, it is to not do.
Is to not do. Okay. And your reason is?
What's your reason for saying that?
Oh, okay. I have a lot of reasons, and I guess we're all gonna get into it. But there are multiple reasons apart from just religion and spirituality. I also look at the economy. I look at the statistics. I look at how it affects the community. Because if we look at it from an individual side of just our own, and you can just tell somebody it's my buddy, as long as me and the person agree and it's consensual, it's nobody's business, which is true from that aspect. And like what the other ladies say, of course, everything you say, everybody wants to make sure sexually they're being satisfied and that there's chemistry and compatibility. So if we look at it from that perspective, 100%, there's a lot of reasons why it could be a good thing. If you look at it from a spiritual side, which is one of my views, but not my only view, I say after. But then also, if I look at it from just a strict data, scientific, community side, I also say no.
Okay,
it's almost
hold
one
on.
of those things. It's like
when you say community side, that's where I'm a bit confused. Unless the rest of them understand
okay,
what you
I can
mean
break it
by.
down.
Okay, Mami Araba, do you understand what she
Okay,
means
so
by
like as a
community or?
No, I'm
community,
trying to.
Ako?
I can break it down. I understand.
Okay.
I didn't want to go into a long spiel because I thought we are all just going to give a brief explanation and then go deeper into it. But
okay, all right.
From a community side, let's look at it in this way. There's a lot of people. I can't hear you. Hello?
Oh, we can hear you.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead. We're just listening.
Oh, so from a community standpoint, I mean, for example, many people do not know their lineage because of sex outside of marriage. Statistic for single motherhood is high. Statistic for mass incarceration is high because most of these people, especially in the Western world, are being brought up without a man in the home, divided families, lower education, poverty, spread of STD, unwanted pregnancies, abortion. So there are a lot of statistics and economic standpoint to that. And we cannot ignore that it does happen because of some of the decisions that we do make. And I'm not segregating because I have lived. So I don't take myself out of it. And because I am a single mom and I was a teen mom also. So I'm looking at it from a perspective as somebody that has walked that line. So for me, yes, it's great to have somebody you're compatible with sexually. But when I look at the overall cost of having sex outside of marriage, no. So I would say no. There's a lot that we miss outside of the satisfaction that we're getting in that moment.
Okay. All right. We'll get back to you. I like the angle that you're also coming from. That will have a good balance. Let's welcome Ama to the show.
Thank you, Pacha. Mama, make a brofo. Why?
Before I tell Becca Brofo, and then you'll Becca Brofo. Yes, Becca Brofo. But first of all, let's go to the only royal we have in the house, which is Achimu Da this year Bakupe, the royal. No. Question. Simple question.
Menana no me check
Yeah, Joso, Nana. That's it. So simple question. I for kakafra now ultimately I say about me why. But feel free. Sex before marriage, yay or nay, and why?
Pachola ni break here, man. You'll be 7 years.
May say sex before marriage, yay or nay, and why your stand?
Media Mejitum says sex before marriage is the best.
Okay.
Especially
why?
In our dispensation.
Dispensation.
In our dispensation, you don't need to go home with takeaway.
Explain.
I was so with me who adia o fano, who said in a mere fana is it going to be something that like this is what I've decided to go with, because and then brea you woman no oko fatika we coffee pe wa ha ho take away and take away in coffee bium every na twam years ago that one, but in these days no. These days no. I just say I don't know how I can explain it for you guys to get it, but in this time, in this our time,
and this dispensation,
no. Yes, in this our time, no. About 40 years ago, fine. That was where probably they would talk about, some of the pastors, the churches, the religious people would come in, and so they has a spiritual, what do you call it, negative and what advantage and disadvantage. No, you don't. In our time, no. I'm sorry. My point or my view is to go sex before marriage, and then maybe the choice, because me who's the man explaining my obetimas. Any pan can of credit. Any pan can of credit every woman.
Thank you. And
just say some fat or bad na me no by tenase na me be follow me be do a chia to one debi. But that man me so per crowd the two are me them.
Bob.
You see, let's be real. Well, me, I'm not a religious person, so I don't know how you're probably going to tell me due to my church. I don't think we have to wait. No, madam, if you have to wait, I'm sorry, I can't go out with you.
So
Yeah.
okay, wait. Let
It's
me ask
because
you.
of sex. It's because of sex that you're also going to tell me, say, please, no, it looks like you're rushing for the sex, so let's wait until we get married. No. Don't bring in that. Yeah. Test drive. I would
Okay,
test it.
so quick. You made mention of if we have to wait. Then no. What is your wait time? Like, what is
You
the
see,
most you can go as
the
far?
word wait doesn't comes in. Don't
You
tell
don't
me
even have wait. Okay,
no,
There's no
no.
wait.
The word
That's
wait,
very
no, that's
interesting.
it. That doesn't come in. You know, I want someone who understands me. So, like, if we decide to wait, it's for us to do with that. We have decided that let's wait, but it shouldn't be like no sex before marriage is a sin or something. No, to me, I don't see it that way. There's
Okay,
nothing called
so
sin. Nothing.
to you, it's no sin. All right,
Yeah.
all right. Let's go to the next controversial.
Aho.
Anybody? Yeah.
Ama,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Eh,
sex before marriage, yay
okay.
or nay, and why?
Okay. Amma
Ah,
has seen both
and
sides.
it's not, and I say it's a question 10.
Hey, Akosia
Oh,
can say, hey, sorry,
sorry.
oh boy.
Sorry,
I thought that
why?
Akasa that sorry, oh. sorry,
Then I
sorry,
could see
sorry.
eventually.
Oh,
Ewo.
Aho.
afra.
I'm in a good
Agogo.
mood today. You don't see the color. I'm in a
Oh,
good
Sorry,
thank
mood.
God.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm in a good mood.
Okay, good.
Um, good evening to Obia. Malaika, it's good to see you here.
Hey,
You've
Auntie.
given me
Yes,
quite
thank
some
you.
interesting reasons why sex before marriage is a sin. If if you don't mind, I would like to just answer then dig into yours. Um, when it comes to my normal outside self, I would say it's a no. How would you tell me to just marry somebody that I'm going to live with for the rest of my life without knowing if that man's manhood works, if it's my size, if he knows how to do stuff in the bedroom, and just get up and say I do to you for a lifetime.
Oh, okay, I got confused when you said it's a no. I thought you meant sex before marriage is no for you, right?
No.
Did anybody
I
get
didn't say.
that
I
same
said
impression?
my. No, I
Yeah,
did.
you.
No. I didn't say it's a no. Okay. Well, I said with my normal self, which is Iriadim, then I'm going to say no. Okay. I mean, I'm going to say I would have to test
Okay,
before
so yes.
before the marriage.
So yeah, you're for
So
you.
It's a
you are
yay
for
for
it.
me. It's a yay for me.
Okay.
But then
Okay.
going to the other side and with the little things that I've also come to learn and all that, it is better if you don't open up on the spiritual side. I would go a bit detail as we go on, but I want to address something with Malika. Malika, you said pregnancy and all that. I mean, you can still have sex without getting pregnant. If because I learned we didn't get all that training or the education back in Ghana, and you sound like you're schooling here, you're an American child. So for the sake of the show and what we all learn from here, you guys are taught how to use protection way before you even go to high school. And I've heard about it because I have 3 kids. They've been telling me things. So you know that once you start having your period, if you sleep with a guy, you would get pregnant. Okay? There are exceptions where maybe the condom could get busted, it will bust, and then you get pregnant. Apart from that, you need to be extra protect yourself, go to the extreme because and even with females, you know that it's going to go against you. You could still not have sex. I mean, have sex without getting pregnant. So I want to say that you saying, okay, pregnancy, to me, not that I'm coming after you, but I don't agree because you could do a lot of things to protect yourself. Having sex before marriage necessarily doesn't mean you should get pregnant. It shouldn't. Even people are married but still have kids who they didn't plan. The problem is there's no planning in a lot of people's lives. We don't plan. We just move, go with emotions and other things. And then we get ourselves in trouble. There are married couples who are also struggling. They have kids and they're upset. Trust me. They have kids and they are mad. They are legally married with rings on, but they are mad because they did not plan. They don't even know themselves to know that they shouldn't have children. You get what I'm saying? And
No. I get what you're saying. So
oh, go ahead. You say what you want to say.
Do you have your laptop open as well? Because I think that's where the feedback is coming.
Yes. I'm trying to actually use my laptop.
Close it and
I'm trying to see
are you using both laptop and phone?
Instead of my phone?
Use the laptop instead of the phone. The feedback comes from the charging port on the phone.
Yeah, so no, can you
let me see.
So click on the link, open your messenger and click on the link from your messenger. You do have a camera, or you can just use the phone. If you use both of them, you get that delay and then the noise coming from your end.
I have it. Is it my end? I keep trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have both devices on.
So
either see.
So you should either use just the laptop or.
Okay, let me
it's
see
not, Papa.
It's
not the laptop. It's because she's got headphones in on the phone, and the charging port does that. You get a lot of feedback when you use a charging port on the phone, so it's much better if you can use a laptop.
No, I don't have headphones, and it's not.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay.
So it's not connected.
Okay.
I don't have a headpiece, and I don't have a charger on, so I wasn't sure.
Right.
Okay. But
for now, just mute her when others are speaking.
Yeah, she wanted to say something to Akos, but we're still getting the feedback. That's why. Okay, you go ahead. We'll manage with it, then later we'll figure it out.
No, I'll try to get quality. So normally my Facebook is attached to my phone because my laptop, I mainly use it for work. So I don't remember my password to log into my laptop or Facebook. It's just the Face ID normally. That's the issue. But if you email me the link, I can click on it and then open it up.
Okay, we'll figure that one out. But let's just continue. You wanted to say something about what she said, right?
Yeah. So obviously, anybody can get pregnant at any time. There are a lot of things that comes with what I was trying to say. That was just one of the things. But let's be honest. I'm in the medical field. Birth control fails all the time. I've seen people that are on birth control, the ones that get the implant on, they get the IUD, and they still get pregnant. So I'm not saying, so everybody knows it's 99.9%, but it's not 100% effective. So regardless of your marital status, you can get pregnant no matter how safe you are. I've had people come, they're pregnant, they don't know how, they're on birth control, or their cycle goes off, or they're taking antibiotics and that messes up their cycle if they're on birth control. That's one of the things. But it's not the pregnancy that's the issue, because there are many people that get pregnant, they say, I'm an adult, I'm going to suck it up, I'm going to have my child. It's the lack of support that leads to, you know what I'm saying, statistics. This is not something I'm making up. These are statistics about what it is having a child as a single mother, as a single father, the struggles that comes with that. But that's one of those things. There's sexual diseases. We take it lightly that having sex outside of that, and many people are married and they still obviously have sex even outside of their marriage. But it's all the same. It's not being monogamous with one person. I think everybody is more focused on I need to know this person and I need to know if they're a sexual fit for me, which is a big deal. Like, I'm not going to take away any of that debate. Anybody that tells me it's not a big deal, I get it. It's a big deal. Knowing who you're with, if it's compatible. But that's only if we're looking at it, like I said, from a one-sided selfish need, which is I want to get this, I have this desire, this person has this desire, it's consensual, but we haven't been able to really sit down and see the effect it has had on a community as a
So,
whole.
Okay, can I say
Not
something?
just on
Akomebo,
meeting our own
did
sexual
I hear the
desires.
word selfish?
Yeah. Well, it comes
You
in there
know
too.
what?
She's
I
right.
wouldn't want you to use that word just yet because let me
So,
give you
for
this analogy.
example,
Hold on for me. I can decide not to have sex and get married to a partner that I'm not sexually compatible with, right? That could break my marriage. If I have kids in that marriage, what do you think I've done to the kids?
well,
I've separated them from their dad, and
there's
that's
no
also a
way.
selfish need based on my sexual needs. You understand? So I
So then
wouldn't
the
want you to
question
use
to
that word
ask,
just yet.
so this question to ask would be, what would be the requirement? So the question you would ask then is, okay, if I can't have sex with somebody before marriage, what should I look at so that way my marriage will not be set up to
Okay.
fail? Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Malai,
Okay,
Malai,
let's
okay,
Marriage is
Papa,
not
let
before
for
then, can
Akosia
I
finish
say
everyone.
something?
with
Let let
her
me let
submission.
me let me understand what is going on
Okay.
here because I'm a bit confused. Are we doing some sort of study? Because
Okay.
on the norm, this is not how. Because I'm not getting it. I, I don't know how to put it.
I
I
think
think for now, take it with the
Because
if you guys
no,
have a
I
minute,
understand her opinion, but
Okay, I
normally,
want you to land with your submission and Yente what Amma also has to say, and maybe
okay. So with me, okay, I would say it's a nay. That's a very dicey thing in a relationship, not to know what you and whoever you're going to marry, you know, what you're going to get yourself into inside that marriage, and just saying, okay, I'm not going to let this person touch me or whatsoever till we get married. It's an individual thing, anyways, but
right.
it's very deep, and we've had issues and situations where people are not sexually compatible. I'm not saying how they do the act, but it is what they haven't. I mean, down there. Okay. I know somebody who said I was all into a guy talking to him 24/7. Now I go and meet this guy. She made me laugh. She was like, I went to Victoria's Secret, bought all the expensive stuff, only to go in the bedroom with this guy, and he's like this. Okay, and she was like, what the hell?
Oh my goodness.
So she had to leave. And and this is where I am looking at the whole conversation, because normally that's how we go. But I think there's something else we're all learning here. And I'll leave it alone for now till I get more understanding of what it's going on here, because I'm a bit confused. I don't know.
okay, Amma.
yes,
The,
sir.
all that is going on is we are talking about sex before marriage. Are you
Yes,
for
sir.
it or you are not for it? If you are not for it,
Okay.
why? If you are
All
for
right.
it, why? That is all that is going on. Everybody
Oh,
I
and
am an
their
interesting character because I have held both views.
right.
The younger out in the world wanting to discover Amma was definitely a yay.
Mhm.
And as Amma has understood quite a few things in life, at the moment, I am a nay. And let me explain why.
Okay.
Sɛ wowɔ hɔ yi sɛ nipa sɛ yɛayɛ condoms nti sɛ wodi wo ho na sɛ wohyɛ nneɛma a wotumi protect wo ho. That is great from the physical. That will be better psychological condom. Make us say, yeah, you 1960 because it's a will be a psychological condom, not physical one, depending on. And a human being is a very complex character. Sometimes we see so now you're a young girl as a firebrand, you don't want to conform to rules. Me, I am not from a religious point of view, so everybody is clear. My position is not religious. My position is experiential. My position is actually quite analytical. I want to say, Okona wuni will be koda. You are going to test the machinery. It's great. But Nkomoh is the one thing I wouldn't only pay. Yeah, there is a time you seek loyalties. It is a loyalties now. What you know, and Koso said you wapa, and into the nyabehe. Na fe wadwin nyina akọ holiday no wa start so na wo tiatem because what expectation, the expectation comes from a bond that we need power, the most sacred of the bonds that we need power more establishing it is said the power no wo bonding of even the most trivial type no the way that thing hurts you, the way that thing wounds you is completely different from obi a won ne one non sexual contact no why you oh, Papa, where you my uncle, I love you to bits. You can offend me, I will be upset. Obi amenene was our relationship, near the very same thing. Na sad the corona one, the way I will perceive it, the way I will feel betrayed, you're totally different. There is that aspect of it. Also, I want to say he's not compatible, she's not compatible. Now, a lot of it also comes from experiences. Wako A, wako B, wako C, wako D. Baby, I will be a deficiencies for her. So it becomes quite difficult also sometimes, yes, to work out, say, we need past history. Now, me need past history. We will make things work. That's just a baseline. A baseline. Mako hunu papa machinery, mako hunu kofi machinery, mako kwesi machinery. Me hunu ya dear pet as a semi comparison because more many models are yet to be compare. And then a bema who wait and Macasa, there be waiting and net to some like I was saying, you know, at the way, I think when you look at this thing as just a physical act, now I'm very a near market, a connotations to sad way. Yes, the young me who was not considering a NMP, you know, yes, yeah, it was a great position. But having seen the years, having seen how yako testing machine, na machine nanko baby na outcome nanko baby you take ramifications forward and then you go somewhere else, you go and test and also as you are testing and Niemanko said you work on what you will find says Adiwe is the greatest influence out of Sadian. And as Adiwe that is a experiences at now. The negative effect on whoop onipano, your present relationship, all future ones. To me, it's too expensive. Is the reason why I'm a Manson who is beginning to move from the hot blood firebrand, you know, into one who is settling into one onipa a little bit more. I've moved from the yay, and at the moment I am at a nay, and it is not even religious. Not at all. The last point I wanted to make is that back when also religious positions no they were not manufactured. Okay. So we call Yamamre Bukurano, Ube say Yamamre Titi will be careful. They also had a lot of things in place to try and foster your friend a position, an agenda. The reason being anti-religious and crofone or your friend is saying Titi will be careful in our conclusions, observational. People observed, said near Mebisia, it leads to certain outcomes. And trying to prevent outcomes, Obia Wapanya Wafaso discouraging the process. It's a religious force, help. That is just a route to try and discourage. Ebino also I want to say Ukrombo Sombekum. One route I want to discourage. But Nina comes from observations of outcomes they want to prevent. Anything as our rules and regulations, in religions, in cultures, it exists.
Okay, so let me ask this question for those of you who say nay and for those of you who say yea. To the nay first. So basically we have Amma and Malaika being the nays. Are you saying sex within the confines of marriage is different from sex outside marriage? If you are saying that, why? What is the difference? Is it the contract now was signed in the context of being married? And now said there's other psychological implication. And let me leave it here before I ask my next question. So let me start from Malaika. Do you think what makes the difference between sex within marriage and then the sex outside of marriage?
Well, this question really depends on your perspective, right? And what you believe in. The physical act itself is not different because physically you're doing
It's
the same
still sex.
thing. Maybe it feels differently depending on who you're with. You understand? But the physical aspect of sex itself is not necessarily different physically. It just depends who you're with and how you rate the sex, good or bad or whatever. And it also depends on how you look at marriage. If you look at marriage as a contract, then I guess at this point it's just doing the same thing but with a contract. If you look at marriage, the way I look at marriage, which is not the way everybody may look at marriage, I look at, and it's not a right or wrong thing. It's really your own perspective. It's a sacred, and even marriage is not for everyone either. So it's not like you have to be married. It's not for everyone. But for me, how many times have women have sex with a man when they break up? I gave you my body. I gave you my this. Like as if, this man owed you something. He never owed you anything because he never made that declaration of a lifelong commitment to you in the sacred of marriage. And then there are many times, even women and men, they don't even view it like, oh, the man used me. Oh, I'm just gaining experience. So for the women that are like, I met a man, I thought it was going to be good, but it wasn't good. That good, like what the lady was saying, was based on your experience of what good is. And this is one of the reasons why having sex outside of a marriage can be negative. It desensitizes you from intimacy. It's like it when you first start having sex, a man touch your ear and you're shaking. A man touch your boob and you're woo.
Oh.
And then she's going, ooh,
It was
okay.
getting exciting. And then she went. I hope she comes back. But the
I'm
point she
saying,
was making.
na funny mu. A funny mu.
I find one brother, one better.
A funny mu.
But you
I
know,
never
Papa,
mu. I never mu one as coffee I own them. Hey.
Papa, Nana see do it. Yes, one coffee and yendrum. Yes, one coffee and yendrum. Yes, one coffee. And Sana, she was explaining the whole concept of marriage, the premise of it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, she's back. Let her finish
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. It looks like you got the feeling. Ooh.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on. It's not me. This is my first time. But long story short, when you first start having sex, every little thing turns you on. When you lose your virginity with that guy, you don't know if he was good or bad. That was your first experience. So you review things based on the experience. The more sex you're having outside of marriage, the more you're desensitized, the more it takes to the effort to get off, to get that sexual satisfaction. And this is why when the scholars talk about sex before marriage, it's not that you can't do it, but it's what happens to you mentally. You know what I'm saying? So for that, this is why a woman who's a virgin can have sex with one man and feel no way about it, because that's the only experience she knows. But when you have had sex with different people, you have different experience. You have experienced your life. Yes, that's good, but now it gets hard to settle, because now you have experienced Jane, Jack, and Jill. And when you meet Samuel and Samuel is not acting like Jack, you're like, that's not good. But who's to say Samuel is not good? It's because Samuel didn't do what Jack did. So now you're comparing your experiences. So in long story short, when you have more experience, it is harder to be satisfied, because now you know what you like, what you don't like. And then when you meet somebody, they may have all the qualities that a man should have, but they don't have that sexual quality you're looking for, because it's no longer comparable to what you're used to having. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Okay, yes.
So Malaika, can I ask you something? Is it wrong? Is it wrong for someone to know what they like and what they don't like? Don't we have choices?
That, but what I'm saying is,
okay,
you can have those same experimental experiences with one person if you chose to.
Okay,
right?
and must you sleep with every man you date,
You date?
or you
That's well.
you sleep with. Of course,
Conversation is sex before marriage.
Conversations
How
about sex.
okay. This is where I'm getting it all twisted. No, remember, but my are confused. So I hate to be that mind. Okay, now, Papa, please break it down because Malika is new. I don't know if she's more into the conversation or she needs that we are doing this for something. But I want to understand,
what?
Papa and AJ. Is it that, like, let's say I'm dating Papa, and then everybody's going to tell me, maybe our software will tell me, and then bring you back. Okay, many Papa and that. My Papa was me for some time to share to the world. Another, we are talking about the general thing of say everybody should keep themselves till they marry. I want to understand that.
Okay, I think I understand where you
The
are coming
question
from.
is,
I
the
think
question,
I
the question
understand.
is that the question we're asking. Hey, Obi background is serious. The question we're asking is saying, sex before marriage, good or bad? If you say no, your explanations to why you're saying no, and if you say yes, why you're saying yes. That's the discussion we're having.
But I think where Akosia is coming from is
you understand what I asked.
I think where Akosia is coming from is that, are we talking about, okay, you are not married, so don't have sex, or you are talking about you are in a relationship with someone,
because you guys are confusing.
you are not married, so the two of you cannot have sex because you are not married, don't have sex could be obia.
Right, it goes both ways.
Random sex.
Please,
it goes both ways. It could be you have to get you can't just get up and have sex randomly.
You can't just get up and yes. It means if you are not married, don't have
Exactly.
sex.
So that is what she's trying to understand. Are we saying for a fact that if you are not married, don't have sex, period? Or
So,
if you are in a relationship with someone, or if you are in a relationship with someone, if you are in a relationship with someone, do not have sex until you guys are married. And I believe that is what is confusing Akosia. Am I right?
Yeah, you're perfectly right because I'm getting confused here.
Okay, so what she wants to know,
going like,
so what she wants to know is, are we talking in a context of you already being in a relationship with that person? Do you have to have sex? Do you have to have sex with the person before marriage? Or you not be in any relationship at all? Can you have random sex before eventually you get married?
Or you shouldn't have sex at all till somebody comes to you and say, okay, I want to marry you. Then the next minute you guys are married. Because I don't get where you guys are coming.
You're not talking about
I'm not getting it.
I'm talking about sex regardless in any relationship.
So you're talking about
whether it's in a long-term relationship
or short-term,
whether it's short. The division lies between sex before marriage and sex after marriage. So whatever that relationship look like, it's either, I think, unless I'm wrong, please correct me, is either it's before marriage or after marriage, right?
Wrong.
So like there are many people who are with one person for 5 years and then they get married, and then there are many people who are with different people for however years before they get married. It still lies the same to me that.
So I am a typical Canadian case study, right? 17 years with one guy, 17 years doing it. Do I have a problem? I don't. Still, he touches me and I go, ooh. So your theory, that's what I'm saying. It is, you see, people are different. So let's take it as an opinion, right? That's how I am.
No, it's my opinion.
It's your opinion. Yeah. No, Amma, it's her opinion and your opinion because theories can be tested. It can go the other way. It can go that way.
But it's not really okay. So when I say statistics, I remove those feelings out of it. I'm statistic as in things that have taken a long time, that has happened over time, mass numbers. You cannot. It's like this election. You can do statistics and whatever, and it changes. So let's not regardless of how we feel emotionally, statistic doesn't lie. That's what I'm trying to say. It's things over time with data for years. It's not an opinion. It's not how I feel. For example, I can tell you right now, you have high blood pressure. Statistics have shown, based on scientific data, if you take this medication, your blood pressure will come down. That is not my opinion. It's not even how I feel. I'm just telling you, I'm looking at it from three different sides. Spiritually, I choose not to have sex outside of marriage because it's sacred, because of my religion in Islam. That's me spiritually, right?
Okay,
Then when
wait,
we
but
look at
did
it
you
from a
just not say you have
psychological,
a baby?
I said spiritually, I chose when I converted to not have sex outside of marriage. It's based on my spiritual belief. It's based on my experience prior to where I am now. And then it's based on statistics. So on to a couple of things. So you can I'm basically saying I have multiple views and reasons why I say no.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not the host of the show, but let me just say this to all the viewers and with all due respect to everybody. Malika, I respect your opinion and all that, but um it's for the sake of the kind of show we do here. I would want you personally
Uh-huh.
to, if you don't mind,
Uh-huh.
tell us from your experience, having
Okay.
sex, having a child, what has it done to
Uh-huh.
you? This is how I want you to
Oh,
go
but
Oh,
with
that
this
perfect.
question.
means
This is
If you
great.
do that for us, that would be great. Because then it's going to make us be
Yes.
sitting here looking at and every no, we do this and entertain our
So
guests as well. So please do it this way. With my experience,
yes.
having sex before marriage, this is what I've experienced. This is how I
Okay.
went through this psychologically. Da da da. That's how.
So I
Because
just
then
want to
if you
first
go
say,
theory statistics, now I've changed.
no.
People will
I just want
see.
to say how somebody feels does not justify how they look at you. Does that make sense? I'm not here attacking anyone about anything. We're here expressing our perspective and our opinions. So like I can't control like if I feel like I would be hypocritical to myself if I agree with everyone just for the sake of
you
having an
don't have to.
easygoing conversation. Do you know what I'm
You
saying?
don't have to agree with
And
anybody.
then also for me personally speaking, so like for example, I grew up here when I was 8. I wasn't born here. I came when I was 8. Obviously, we all know it's a very sexualized society now, especially like if you're born in the 1993. For me, that's me. This is me and the time and my experience, right? So like
Mhm.
you see television shows, you go to school, you're exposed, you're seeing everything is available to you, right?
Mhm.
And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but then like most people, we live in a country, you're not in any world, no matter where you live. Hey, you can express yourself, you can satisfy your desires, you can test your machines like everyone is saying, and all of that. Those are all fine, it's great. But then everything we do has an equal reaction. I'm just saying, I don't want us to lose sight of that. That's the main thing I'm trying to say. So I was out, what do you call it, like your teenage pregnancy, that's the word I was looking for, right? Of course my life did not end, but I saw the reality of the decisions that we make. There could be married couple that have kids that are struggling financially, right? But at the end of the day, two incomes still as a little bit better than one, depending on how much you make. That's one. Two, it does affect you psychologically, especially if you and that person are not in a committed, mind you, this is my opinion, in a committed relationship, as in marriage, being there for each other and being able to help each other out. I mean, these are not things that I like I have to defend. It's out there. It's out there. It's happening. People do struggle as single mother. There are a lot of men and women being raised without a man in the home. There are a lot of men and women who are being affected in your education because there's not a man in the home, whether it's in America, whether it's in Africa. there are a lot of abortions, whether it's in Africa, it's in America. And abortion, obviously, yes, you can do it even when you're married and you guys don't want kids. But it's higher when because you're single and you're not ready. There are lots of, these are not things that I'm making up. I chose to keep my child, which is a decision anybody can do. But I struggled. I did. Whereas and honestly, this is why they say experience sometimes controls your decisions, and experience sometimes diverts your beliefs and what you choose and how you choose to live your life. So this is my experience, and maybe it's why I am the way I am. I'm a little more logical than I am emotional about these things. But everyone is different. So it's not to attack anyone or to say, if you choose to have sex before marriage, that, your life is going to be like this, or you're going to have this struggle, or you're going to have that struggle. But those are things that has happened to those many people statistically. And we have to remember, these are not things that I make up.
Hold your guns. Hold on.
These are not things that I make up.
It's not that I'm attacking her or I want her to talk about her personal stuff. But like you said, we all have different opinions. I'm just trying to maybe help you understand how things are being. Because if you tell us, okay, I don't want this because that, I want you to explain yourself. Let me tell you something. If I sit here and tell you, okay, I think I'm married. I have. That's why he told you that I'm one of those controversial, because these are the things I talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But like, okay, marrying early. I'm just giving you an example. Is it good? Are there pros and cons? Yes, because if you marry at a very young age, some people think it's good to have kids and all that. But by the time you guys grow and get matured, that's my opinion. I'm just giving you an example. You would, if you're not careful, you will drift apart instead of coming together, because you've been childish and immature to a certain level where you've done too much to that relationship that it could just kill. Somebody else will tell you no. So all I'm saying is that you are who you are now, which is not any personal attack or anything, but I want you to break it down to us and those listening that, okay, I had a baby at this age, and these are the things that I think has happened. And I don't want these things to happen out there, or this is my reason why I would say nay to having sex before marriage. You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay. Hold on. Let me say something real quick. Let me say something real quick.
I don't see how that's not a valid reason.
No, or you can give us more, because it's a long conversation. So you could just.
Let me come in here. So this is what I think. My boss will say in a second. This is what I think. We all have things that we prioritize, things that and the premium we put on things. Okay, to someone, the institution of marriage, to that person, sex forms very, very little percentage. They are looking at so many other things. They are looking at like financial stability. They are looking at societal acceptance. They are looking at psychological stability, emotional stability. Sex is probably just a minor weight as far as in a relationship or marriage situation. Some other people is the other way around. Sex plays a big role. So we need to understand that we are not on the same level. If sex plays a big role to you in a marriage situation, then of course, sex before marriage will be very important to you. It will be something that you cannot ignore, because regardless of how fancy everything becomes, regardless of how financially stable you become, economically stable you become, emotionally stable you become, if the sex is not good, marriage is a failure to you. You get it? So we need to understand that we have different weights we apportion to the components of marriage and relationship. So if your deal breaker is sex, then yes, of course, clearly, sex before marriage should be very important to you. If your deal breaker is companionship, then of course, sex before marriage doesn't play that much of a role to you. You understand? So let's get that one at the back of our mind whilst we go on this topic.
Idea when we will have to treat it as an academic exercise. If we don't treat it as an academic exercise, feelings will get in and the perspectives will be lost. The point of such discussions is to hear things from a variety of viewpoints, no? And then the audience is able to draw a conclusion based on various viewpoints and in Saka. Meno, as I was saying, I am not coming at this from a religious point of view. I am coming from this at an experiential point of view, at an observational point of view, as somebody who's trying to peel behind Enyema and understand. And one of the things I've come to know, and this is my very important humility point, is that things have been established and there have been reasons why institutions have been established. Most of those things, as much as when you are new and you think they are archaic, they are unjustified, blah, blah, blah. It was instituted in response to Nyema, the very concept of marriage. I said, "Oko animal kingdom, Misha papa, Obi or Hokra, and I'm fast near. Is one of the reasons when you go into Ade, you can't hear.
No, I'm trying to figure out where the noise is coming from. I thought it was Malika, but her line dropped, and I'm still hearing the noise. So,
oh, you're still hearing it?
Yeah.
I said, Benny. I wasn't hearing it.
Let me mute myself. So, Yanko.
Okay. So as I was saying, me say, Osha institutions first, Oko Animal Kingdom, and one in Namho. And one in Namho, Obiya is why animals beat each other and kill each other over their mates. So why Discovery Channel go watch a few of them. Ube say one wild and one. Community obia person selected. If I want a mate and you want a mate, we will have to fight till I kill you and I take mate. It's because fundamentally, whether we are we in Nepal, there are some loyalties we all want. Those loyalties, it allows you to psychologically balance and relax. So your needs are protected. You are comfortable. In pursuit of your friends' environment is the underlying arrangement of the institution of marriage. And to papa, me know yaware. So maybe did not create to my vows, who did not create to your vows. We are now in one institution looking for each other's improvement for better or for worse. Factors baby. The less baggage I bring to the table and the less baggage you bring to the table, the easier it is to navigate this, your friend saying, commitment we make to each other. What I've come, like I said, as a young person, I'm like, you can go out and do whatever you have with anything, but Obi na catch them say that you've been making psychological condom. No, that day all our problems will be fixed. And the day I heard that statement, I had to sit down and think. Yes, physically, Mishawa me know ye kayere cafe. And the funny thing is, me know ye sadi anyway. So now say if you say easy, cheap, but there is also a doubt established. A trust issue established in pursuit of our loyalty, exclusivity, because in our heart of hearts, ye person ni pakrono or ye exclusive, ye person ni pakrono or ye loyal, ye person ni pakrono or showing a commitment be whilst we are with them. And notice a BB or in your past, and my way say, I quite story catch me, a man you will bear me out. Who bear man or can be BB about BB our dear will be at, and you're not dear, but who say, well, yeah, BB suggest this is Jamasana and 1 year be hey. Then also, when one hour Hannah started wake up, then you start become your friends at IGP. Oh, check the phone. Oh, now, because your territory has actually been challenged. You feel threatened in your calm territorial state. Sanya many is why me say to me, so one coho, me min coho. And as a mini my decision making is also completely different. Oh, papa, me show and some food and my baba. Ooh, boy, me call because my fundamental currency has not been dealt yet. And mad would one they stay in some relationships, knowing very well but and they will stay and try and make it work because the fundamental currency has already been dealt. If your fundamental currency, your trump card is still in your hand, you negotiate that relationship completely different from when your trump card has already been played. It's why I would say to any young woman I counsel, say, hold off, take your time. The man wants to get in your pants, of course. He will tell you all sorts of things. He will threaten all sorts of things. And in fact, your trump card is not one you play in a hurry. Hold on to your trump card. Negotiate before your trump card is played because it allows you to negotiate better and to arrange better for one's security. Not just for only part back no it's for me and I make any religious. It is just from pragmatism, if you like.
Okay. Ekuya, Mabna to be a ado at the question statement we are to her. In her opinion, men with weak ass penises will suggest no sex before marriage. What do you think of this statement?
As in Mabna Semna or Kanana.
As in what Mabna is saying. Do you think she has a point?
No. I mean at some point, but and yet there may be because ne pennies you're weak into na or suggest will be your why and the religious belief and answer whatever it is now. Let's get back to earth. Let's get back to Idi. You see, Nkomoh bebre bedi mema bebre ho adanse bedi ma ho bebre adanse de ama so oba we de oyegam oyesin one test here ubeye de the engine, the magnitude of the engine. Send the engine is it here, was park kana, send you see jusofa. And who here was start kana, mabnanti as na wo kana. Se be man oyese on pesexa, ni obey bebu who say adena ye adwumani. E wo se wutimi ni play romance, e wo se wutimi di ne ho agro. Na we say adena timi gina so yia. E gina so den na how long ne gina so fa. Wo de so fan hyemu kura na, mani gina so ne ehwe because it's timi gina so be 15-30 minutes bi anu we say what the tree anu we be tree kama be tree correct
bi na dia atwoko no agina ho meba
what when make sure no and no sa no be di ni ho agwenti wo di ni ho agro na wo do nsa fifa animu ho na wo suso ni mu na wo miemi ade no make sure sa de ne correct so tiase and no kwa utimi hu size no and e very very important so tiase mabna enti se be ma no ye ne ho se wo de wo ni kura na wo de ye fa ne sa so wo ni but emom no make sure so be check engine no by romancing him indirectly romance no wo romance him romance no me catch no play fa but modye miemia no se waso take makwa na de be dani hoover na de ne nam na so na wo miemia na so na ne wo se ne nam ni trip make sure sa de na ye adwuma so tiase sa de ne timi gina so kura na enye adwuma kura sister edu wa wutimi chine tena ho no atena so so wontimi fantwetwe ani mu yie ma wa chine tena so wa bu pa kama no your feelings ehu hia test driving is very important intima abna so suggest say mamu nwamu a me catch on ye tie na so pram na fa tu kotodwem me na na ka wasema me asema me ken fa tu kotodwem tie ni ye pa na fa tu kotodwem romance no whether he likes it or not you must romance him
eno tie ni ye ni ye so for de no prophet
me kanya me ade a kire wo nyamia me ka kire wo no because edifu wo hoi eyeya e mani etimi mani perform wutimi lose weight at once wutimi so ja one wa shrink it
etimi suma we sexually frustrated.
Thank you. So tiasi entino se be ma no ye na adwen such as wo dia romance no whether he likes it or yes you must romance him no na pressa de ne gira so kama ade ni bi wo ho a which brings him to next week asana ade ni bi wo ho a enso but etimi romance ade ni ye etimi twitwi something no di something no correct. That is what we want. Entino wo ye ne ho so be ye oh enna obwa romance no Na ma di no so di nyina so say just ya na ye hwe. Say timi just more than 10-15 minutes pe. No hu say yes. Obetimi aye ebia na game ni siswa ukona game ni siswa ebia na wontumi nye but no no kra wo no be guide mama the guidelines no a chen say bra o fetwetwea no sei so nufuo ni mu sei romance mi sei no sa na ho no ye be teachings wo ho no but so person who say machine ye adwuma test drive by romance no I'll take him
Okay,
madani hoover.
so if I understand your point, you're kind of killing two birds with one stone.
Ebam, in your own
basically,
voice.
basically, yes. If you don't want to go all the way out, fine. But you need to find a way.
You will find a way.
Make sure.
Debut, what you no brother sisterly Christian love kind of thing. Any yet to ho. Then my best raw. Me de me na to now so. Na me de me na etwitwi bi. Ase me de me sane na mutrim. Ase me di nkomo me ni nkomo. Me sane na mwaso ho ase na maso na me de me sta be fa ho kakra bi. Ni nyina testing na bi no testing microphone check. Me checking microphone no. Na me checking microphone ni nyina ase wo ho ho by my doings no me who say there's something is gidigbi eginamu
Thank you.
Since Amanonye Malaika have a different opinion, I want to ask a question because I think one of them said something. If let's say I abstain and get married, right, to my husband before we start making out, na when not a benino jama, on is not the same broken hearts. I mean, now what worry man, when you married the feel is different.
Because
okay, so I'm a better son. Okay, let me. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. When I abstain from sex and get married to my partner, and then my partner sleeps with me, let's say we are married for like 2-3 years, and then he divorced me, right? That, hurt that I'm going to experience, or that broken heart that I'm going to experience, is it different from me doing it with somebody that is not married to me and he leaving me? Or am I supposed to feel better because he married me before having sex with me? I just want to ask.
No, you will not feel any better. And again, in everything in this life, there are no guarantees, but there are certain things that reduce probabilities. When somebody is married, now you want to distance yourself from a marriage. It's a longer decision. It's one you consider more carefully. It's one you will not do lightly. It's the likelihood of obija in a safe relationship, a long-standing relationship, one everybody knows about. It's different from the wounded casually. I'm not saying say obija na wokwa enye ya.
I just wanted to find out if say my worry no. Because this is what I want to establish here, Amma. I believe in school of thoughts too, right? Yeah. And I also believe in reality. Those two are not the same. So most of the times, now your school of thought, it's good. I'm not disputing that. But what's nasty? Now I say, well, worry. Now you've gone for counseling. Some counselors and when you marry the actual marriage, and now who says I counsel the because a young for experiences and a young boom, and no human being is the same. Counselor the man meaning I had to fight through it and then see what discover me and my marriage. And to me, family discovery, and show be so you understand. Most the school of thought here they share so me fa and no and show be so make catch you be I like fat to him. But I would advise so on one casa and building you own like on one fight it through to discover on one into the school of thoughts need there. Yeah, can't hear.
But I would say, but those things are case studies, and in this life, we work on case studies. It's not guaranteed. Say, my case study will be exactly as it is, but that's what you, the discerning adult, does. However, say obi ma will experience now what could potentially happen. When you are faced with situations, it's all shock, it's all new. And performer with various scenarios as you navigate life, those things could inform and it could influence the way you feel about things and the way you act. But that is all a counselor does. They put information out to you, and it is up to you. Yeah, that's one of the things we don't understand about the whole counseling thing. The counselor puts case studies before you for your discernment. Okay. Again, schools of thought now, I'm sharing my experience so that if you happen to find yourself walking my path, there is a little bit of history. There might be something you could draw on for some comfort or for some guidance. It might sometimes even be for information on what not to do. It's what we do is put information out. I will not sit here and tell you anything about this is how you do things and this is how you not do things. I am just explaining. I'm sure Malika is doing, and many Malika, but if you really listen to us, we are not named for the same reasons.
No. I am listening to you.
We are not named for the same reasons.
You're kind of saying the statistics now more yes, statistics. And I made sure say statistics no. It's based on people's experience because it's like data collection. And the people basically filling those surveys, no, they are filling it based on their experiences. And some of the statistics now, it is still
as you can see, just numerical statistics. I'm just saying, say, in experience. Remember, say, from me, I have come to a point in this life where there's a lot of people who think a crazy woman like me can share, can discuss their situations with them. And I've listened to a lot of people's stories. And if you are lucky to listen to a lot of people's stories, you begin to see parallels. You begin to see commonality. Nipa bia story is unique, but when you hear so many of them and you start asking people, one kasa what na say what dream, who say maybe they seem to, if X, Y happens, if Y, few, and there are definite patterns in the stories you listen to. And me, they will all faint and die. I have come, and that was the first declaration I made when I arrived. Amma Manson would have been a yay. Amma Manson having listened and Amma Manson having considered. Amma Manson looking at the long list of experiences and saying, me, private, you know. Amma Manson has reconsidered. And Amma Manson has reconsidered based on stories I make. It doesn't mean that all of you need to reconsider. I am not judging anybody's position. I am not saying, say, Obidia awarding and you're valid and you're correct. But again, we are having an academic exercise in putting information out to the public so people can hear the various viewpoints. And sometimes in some of these discussions, when you say they will come just so to provide an alternative view. They will take on a persona. Doesn't necessarily mean say you need a personal preference or a personal belief. It's just to put information and balance information.
Okay.
Well, like
you have to take the feelings out sometimes.
It could be both. First
Okay.
There's no feelings, my dear. When you're emotional, a panelist.
Oh no. I'm not suggesting that for you. That's again a general statement. And it's a general statement out there. Obi can't say, I've also been to a few of these when it gets so heated. No, for you personally. No. This is not personal. This is just everybody sharing their views. And if you disagree aggressively, aggressively, but allow a person also to put a variety of viewpoints out.
Okay. I think Nana Dakwa I've been for a long time. So let's go to Nana Dakwa and listen to. But I have a question for AJ. Someone has sent me a text to ask you a question about what you just said. Nana Dakwa.
Okay.
And then after AJ Kasaria, then Abeeku. Yeah, Nana.
Yeah, I'm out for Kasaria. And sometimes there's a saying, when you speak, you repeat what you know. But whenever you listen, you always learn something new. Well, people are coming out with their ideas, point of view, and all that. Well, me,
in this dispensation,
so in this dispensation, even what you saw democrat suffer a preaching, so suffer can't be a fast sex one. I said the weird drum, no, a chinofa. Just a boss sex crack, your eardrum, no. Sanity, I didn't fa. Yaya time we know sex near Debia. Kofa o pastor or no te wa sorry kra no kofa ni cell phone wo be hu pono e wo so. And your time we no enipa e form sex e che aduane. Enti no mama man ko ya hu holy party and no mu gu offense osu children's home. Open holier, go to osu children's home. Other than that, no, let's face the reality. Say, and then there is say oko kachi obi say if I'm saying let's get married first before sex. No, please, let's not sit here and just deceive ourselves. Reality, Nepal on the ground is test drive.
Test drive before purchase.
Yeah.
Can I
Drive.
just say something about the
Yeah,
reality?
baby, go ahead.
I keep
Baby,
hearing
go ahead.
everyone saying reality, but who's to say that is reality? That's
baby,
everyone's
you have
reality,
Papa,
you
this is
know?
a question.
Because I understand what you're saying, but to think that everyone has that as a reality is not accurate because we're exercising everyone's perspective, right? You know what I mean? Like for some people, they're like, it's not realistic to have sex, to not have sex before marriage. And everyone has stated their valid reasons. Like, okay, for some people, I need to.
Reality differs from person to
Reality is
person.
still a perspective.
Okay, I see what you mean.
So that's
Okay,
not really a reality, but it's a perspective of your reality.
Okay, all right, cool. That makes sense. So Ekuya, Yaps, maybe also in a second. So someone texted me saying that you are talking about finding a way to test drives a man without test driving the man. Basically, trying to make sure I have a fair idea of how potent the person is, how strong, how long they can hold on to, without basically doing it. Now the question is, how does the man also test drive a woman?
Okay.
If your method of test driving, no.
Said ye ọba obesing ọba obe romance be ma wan you krebedu be as rape be mu nyina. The same way for a man obetimi a romance ọba no edon nsa kak odon nsa ne nam ne ho doing the same thing and obetimi de nsa akọ eho kakra. You understand what I'm saying? Without you even doing anything. Obetimi de nsa akọ ho gently. Don't try this nonsense because it's not healthy. But what I'm saying is that obetimi bomo odi kakra betimi don say ne alcohol, and you can have a feel of how the thing feels like or it would taste like. I'm telling you. Odi alcohol gently, odi come. You're not going to go say you are going to do, but
you on this show, you have said on multiple times that you don't like any man coming close to you with their finger. Yes. So how does this person?
Me. You have to be somebody that I'm into, and I will let you test drive the something first. You understand? So you don't have to go through that. No, I will let you test drive it, so you get the feelings. You understand me? You get me right? In another words, but you got me right. Remember, and also Tina, you have to be somebody that I'm sexually attracted to. Somebody, because me before no medical de me sa fifa honi krampona wienti no. Me menya feeling me imagine ade no e wo mitrim me di ade ne my say me di wo mitrim da. So what I say? Enti wu kra no before you say jack.
So once and now fall flat. Okay.
Can I ask a question? Do you think sometimes that can blindside you from seeing other qualities in someone else? Like, do you think sometimes
before I get intimate with a guy, if you're asking me on a personal level, before I get intimate with a guy, there has to be a conversation. Okay.
Yeah,
we have to talk. We have to get to know each other.
Ekuya, Mister. Sorry, now that I come back to your announcement, mommy, real quick, now about 12 na EPO. Now we're here. Okay, I'll call break. Anyway,
Yo, I wish I'm for.
okay, yeah, okay.
I wish I'm for someone did my 12 abo. Say that's mundo. You free show no so. You free radio no so. Neako. Facebook, you know. Those of you na more share or which or radio no so. Yes, some move through the month twice or Facebook. Yeah, the muscle.
Bam.
Okay.
Okay, Ekuya,
Now,
continue.
to answer your question, before I get sexually intimate or before I get intimate with any guy, we have to have a conversation. To me, to be intimate with you means something to me. It means a lot to me. So I don't just go about having sex with anybody at all, just any guy. No, I don't do that. So before that thing happens, you're somebody that I've gotten to know. There is something about you beyond sex that it's keeping me attracted to you. Okay, it could be the way you talk to me, it could be the way you treat me, it could be that you keep me grounded. You're always there. There is something about you that goes beyond sex. It's
So
not
then
the
what if
sex is a plus.
it has all of that, like what you described? You guys have a conversation intellectually, all the things, let's say everything you're looking for, you find that in that person. And then you have that sexual relation because you do believe in sex before marriage, right? And it didn't go as you expect. Will you end that relationship? If you met somebody that you felt like you were compatible with,
yes, I understand what you mean. Okay, now it's not only penetration that makes a woman feel good. Okay, so if you're lacking, if let's say the size is somehow not what I was expecting or what I'm expecting, there are other ways that you can make me feel good. Okay, not only through penetration that you will make me feel good as a woman. There are other things that you can do to me for me to reach my climax, to make me get the orgasm that I want or I need as a woman. You don't necessarily have to be always now. It's not always about that. Like you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not always about hammering me, bang, 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 all of that. No, all that sweat. No. It goes, you see, when we talk about sex, it goes beyond penetration. There are other things that you can do to a woman's body that will make a woman feel good. You understand? So if you're unable to, if you go in the bedroom and the size is not what I'm expecting, and I know your mouth can do a lot. Ooh, glory! Hallelujah! Yes, Jesus. Praise God.
Okay.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, I do believe in sex before marriage because a lot of people, and I say this, and we're discussing this because in a group that I'm, a lot of people have been disappointed because they did not have sex before marriage, and it's actually destroying their marriages. Okay, I mean, if you look at it morally, yes, we're not supposed to, but we're in the 21st century. Morals has been out the door, God knows how long, and a lot of men are deceiving the women with this. You know what I'm saying? It has to make me go, oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you make me go, ooh, I'm under the influence of Tramo. Tramo is my pink
and the white things and the election.
Ako nyabutana ya absent kase.
Oh yes, talk to me. I was
hello, good evening.
Yes, one kapa.
Okay.
Quick question. Simple question.
Sex
before marriage.
Definitely sex before marriage.
Okay,
definitely.
Your reason.
And as a few people have said, my priorities has changed. And the reason why my priorities have changed, I'm a single mom. To be honest with you, everything else I'm able to satisfy. So that particular bit of it is very important.
Please, tomorrow come for lunch.
That's number one. Number two, I don't want to go too much into the study part of it, but a few things I just wanted to say. There hasn't been no study or no research on the number of people who are maybe married and in their marriages and are not happy for this reason. Because maybe if the other side, which you are arguing against, maybe if there's some research that has been done, or if there's some research that says how many people will have sex before they are married, we will realize that the numbers have changed because times have changed. Now, I watched a program and it was about people where they were having problems, married people who were having sex problems. And one lady, a black lady, came on the program, and the problem she had was when she married her husband, she realized her husband had a fetish. The fetish her husband had was before they had sex, her husband wanted her to wear high heels and step on his chest. So he will lie down and he steps on his chest before they have sex.
Wait. She will step on his chest with a high heel.
Yes.
Bam.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
Bam.
Yes. Yes. So because of that,
Not you see, not with the heels though, but you can do it with the where the feet, the heel. I'm not the heel part, but where the I would say the sole or whatever.
You are the woman.
It is where the
talking
sole.
about.
You know what they actually did?
Why do you have a feeling you are the woman Yaps is talking about? Because you are describing this very deep.
No.
Ain't nothing wrong with heels and cuffs and cling and clack. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying.
They actually put cameras in the room before they had sex. This thing happened. The man will lie down and the woman will put on the heels, dress up, and then walk on his chest, and it aroused her. Now, if you haven't had sex with the guy and you get married to the guy and the guy does this, how on earth are you going to live with this?
Now, we put it easy to do. How about if the man's fantasy of the fetish in your moy and is to poo in your mouth? And also better.
Oh, you too. How can I eat again after this?
That's true. Some would like to pee on you. Some would like. It's true.
But we spoke about Papa. We've already talked about fantasies, and we had so many crazy fantasies.
Yeah.
People want to F in the air. Some people were effing in the plane. Some time back going to Africa.
Your point is. Your point is.
If I know this, I would be like I wouldn't be in the know, and I'll be able to determine say Bibisa if I can do it or not. If I can, my exit and I'm better than the other. I just so the other. I can't do that.
Papa, I wanted to say something. Is Yabs done? Can I?
No. One more thing I wanted to say is that you see, marriage is good, and I suppose we women we would like to get married. But there is this psychological thing about marriage is that once you get into it, if there is a reason why, if I knew before, I wouldn't have got married, and you find yourself already in the marriage, it's difficult for you to get out of it. Absolutely. So for that reason, people would rather know certain things, be prior to. It's like if you go and marry somebody, and so these scenarios that you guys were given, there's something like. If you said you want to try and test everything, anything in life you compare. If you have a job and you've had another job and one job pays more than the other, you tend to look for something else. So we naturally compare certain things. If you live in an area and it's good, you go and live in another area and it's not good, you would want to change and live in another area. And so because times have changed, some of these things have also changed. So if you're doing something in life, if you especially if you've been married before and you know what you've been into, you have that experience or you have that opportunity to say that, I have 2 girls, and I'm telling you, if I could advise them, one of the things I'll say to them is that, okay, this is how sex is, but at least live with the person under the same roof for at least 6 months, because whatever it is, you might see something that then you can question yourself. Can I live with this or can I not live with this? So for me personally, definitely have sex before marriage if you want to.
Okay. So Malika. Sorry. Malika, you were asking it here. You were asking AJ.
Malika is in the Bible.
And I
blues.
Okay, Auntie, you were saying you asked the Kriya, what if you do all that talk, compatibility, blah blah blah, and then the person F you and you realize that does and it doesn't work. My dear, I want to tell you something.
Move on.
This life that we live in is it's all about risk. Okay, you do things, you don't know who told you move your car and go to work and come back home. It's not guaranteed. So nothing is guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. But again, it's an individual thing where some people will choose, okay, I'm not going to let you touch me till we get married, or okay, let's just do it. So I'll get to know. I have said this on this platform before. When I was young, even growing up, I knew the size of this thing I want. So if you meet me and you're lucky, I get around you and we touching whatever it
Wait,
is. I will
even
check
when
it.
you were a virgin?
I didn't say when I was a virgin. I beg you. I'm listening.
Sorry.
I didn't say that one. All I said was that even when I was young, the young whatever teenager, when I started.
Joseph Edumesa, what brew will we see mu papa?
Okay. So,
is that effective?
And the last time, who was teaching us this thing? Was it AJ or somebody, Dr. Love? Somebody was telling us that if you want to know how strong a man's penis is, hang what?
I told you that.
What was it? Yeah. Oh, Papa, you told us that. Good. So this is how we learn things. So when you messiah, it is not about say. Nobody. Oh, and Yamiahu. Why? This year. You see, it's not about say obiakeka now nenada. No. You dated 10 men and I said, Mema 10 shower, you talk to them into bed. No. But you have to still check. And so it's either true what Ekuya described, or you actually let the thing go there so you see how it feels like and all that. But this comes back to knowing yourself. If you hold a penis and it's your type of penis, you know that. If it's not, why would you allow that person to enter? For what? What reason? No, you don't play that. No. But what you're saying
is for everybody. Sorry. When it comes to marriage, I don't know. I'm not, but
okay. But I wasn't that.
Do you think sex plays in the marriage?
William Baba.
What percentage do you think sex plays in the marriage?
It depends on the individual.
That was what
I didn't finish it. Then she threw another question in there.
That was what I said before.
It's an individual thing.
It's an individual thing. People, I was trying to block Baba.
Some women or men don't. We have this notion where we assume that every man loves sex. Not every man is like that. Not every woman is also that type who would just be keeping themselves. Some women are sex addicts. They have issue. Like it's not issue. I won't use the word issues. Their sex drive is very high.
So
okay,
use language.
Some men who also have that kind of
use that.
Yeah, and see, everybody is different. I personally. If it's good and you treat me nice, of course, 24/7, whenever you want, we'll do it. If I'm attracted to you like that. If not, then it's not. Okay? But for one, if like Ekuya was saying, if I'm not really into you, you won't get to pull my pants. I don't care.
At all.
I don't play like that because my emotions goes with my sex.
Yeah.
So if I'm not there with you, you won't get me. You get what I'm saying?
And so therefore, when you do something, that is when it affects you. Like you're hurt by what they've done to you because
there are a lot of females that Ghanaian girls they just do any guy and they don't care. You know, and then for us to come to find out in Pose on this same show as we are learning, Malaika, you're new, so I think learning from Papa and other men. Men can just pull their pants down, F you, and keep it going with no strings attached, no emotions, nothing. But I don't do that. Some females don't do that. So me no me this agro. It is sex. I know where you are coming from and how you want us to like. You're going with this, but it's an individual thing, and we are all learning. We're learning from you. You're learning from us. So let's keep
that's the one thing I think we've all, if we don't take anything from here today, is that it's an individual thing. And it's really based on your beliefs and your experience. And that's where I come from, a different belief and a different experience than, you know, the ones that say yes. So I think that's the big moral of the story today. It's an individual thing. But for me, I stand with where I stand for those reasons that I expressed earlier.
It's well respected.
Which is, I mean, which we respect that. I mean, that's your choice. That's your decision, and nobody will fault you for that. But I mean, yeah.
If a man or a woman has multiple sex partners, I know psychologically it affects you. If you go into marriage, like you were saying, the comparison thing, of course, it's there. It is real. You compare if this person touches you, how do you feel? And the good thing is that let me just support you in what you said. You see, when you don't know anything about something, Sabi, at the phone you test it, you think that is all. And it helps you psychologically because this is all you've ever known. It is okay. That's an individual thing as well. It helps in a way. But then again, what if there's something sweeter than what you've tasted?
Well, wait. Now, since you said that, let me ask Malaika a question.
Good.
So, based on what Akosia just said, and I know you mentioned it earlier on, that's why she's asking this question. Now, what if there's a situation where you are the unfortunate type in when it comes to marriage, right? You meet a person, you wait, you do all the good things, you wait for 2-3 years, you get married, you start having marital sex, you know, under the law, under the church rules, and whatever religion that you believe in. Perfect, everything is good. Then 2 years down the line, the marriage breaks off again. You go and meet another person. Maybe after 6 months, I think he's okay. You get married again. 2-3 years down the line, the marriage is off again. Mind you, you are still sampling men. You understand? So basically, you are still building.
Makes it feel better.
At that point, you need to sit down and reflect on yourself. What's happening?
No. See,
no. There's nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong there.
Meaning,
we have this mentality.
Not necessarily like
people are stuck in marriages; they can't walk out.
No, it doesn't mean like if your marriage ends is your fault. No, that's not what I mean. Like, because for example, right, your question, you're saying what happens if you marry somebody, you have the relation, it breaks, you go to somebody else, you have the relation, it breaks, right? And then you go to somebody else. So
mind you have experienced 3 different types of sex. So and definitely you can tell which one is better.
In that instance, right? I've never been in that. So that's more like a what if scenario. And it's hard to answer those questions when you haven't been in those scenarios. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think marriage before sex is really more effective if, for example, it starts in the dating phase. So just because you're not having sex before marriage doesn't mean you're not doing your due diligence when you're dating. Do you understand?
No, we're not getting that. He's asking you.
So break it down.
If I don't have sex,
what due diligence? What due diligence can you do sexually?
This is
without having sex?
An individual thing, right? For me, I can only talk for myself. That will not affect me only because when I think of marriage, like you said, the priority of sex is different for everyone. That's not the first couple of things I focus on. And I have come to know myself that I enjoy whoever I love, if that makes sense. I don't care about the size or the position or whether you can eat me or you can't eat me, whether you can do this or you can't do that. Everybody has different love languages. You understand what I'm saying? So like for me, when I love you, I will enjoy you sexually in a marriage. Now this is an individual thing. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Now there are some people, sex is important and they love the experience. This is where it may be more difficult if that relationship doesn't work and they go to the next person. So there's nothing wrong with your marriage ending and going to another relationship. But then some people use the previous experience. It's not everyone to determine how good that one is or how bad that one is. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But see,
okay, I will go ahead, but I'll raise my hand.
I only said that because somewhere in your earlier but we can move on from that point. From this point, somewhere in your earlier submission, you said something about if you don't
so yeah, you get
too many
when you do get desensitized. That's just a fact. Even if the same scenario,
hold on,
you get desensitized to intimacy.
Hold on. Don't generalize it, right? Because some of us here have been in that situation. There's not a single day that I have compared any other sex to what I have with my partner. You understand? It's something that people say. But honestly speaking, depending on how the relationship ended, you might not even think of that person, let alone to think about the sex you had.
Oh, you're not sitting down thinking about how you physically had sex with that person. That's one thing. Physically thinking, nobody's going to think about their ex if they're in love with their new man. But you learn more and more about what you sexually.
See, that's what I'm going to say.
Like, let's say your man that you was with, let's say you never had somebody eat you, right? That's your experience. Then you meet somebody and they do it. Oh, then you figure out, my God, this is like heaven for you, right? Are you really going to go back to a life of where they're not eating you? After you discover that?
Okay, Malaika, you said something. You said
Malaika. No. Malaika, let me tell you.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, one at a time.
Everybody, hold on.
One at a time. Malaika.
Hold on. Okay.
Malaika, let me say this. Okay, you see, every woman is different. Okay,
like it's real.
And not every woman goes to be with a man because of sex.
See, okay, you're misunderstanding me. No.
Let me explain this. You see, I might. Let's say I'm with Nana Dako. The sex is good. Okay. Whatever reason we're not together, I find myself with Papa. I'm with Papa. It's not because he's good or because he's not good sexually, but there is something about him.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You're missing my point. No. I'm not saying.
Am I the only person that missing it, or? No, because you're saying that comparing. You're saying that we're going to compare.
Okay.
So let's just go with that scenario. You are with that first guy. You had this sexual experience. Now you're with Papa. I'm not talking about the individual. I'm saying you learn. Let's say you learn something more about your body.
Right, but you're saying that I'm going to go compare what I had with Nana with Papa, which that is not. It's for the most part that is not the case. You see, for the most part, that is not the case. Maybe it wasn't sex. It wasn't a sexual thing that attracted me to Papa. So I'm not going there expecting what Nana did to me from Papa.
No.
Malaika, Papa asked you this. Where do you mean, Pacho? Me to me, cover for me. Papa question. Let's say.
Now, how would you understand?
Then I'm confused because I don't know what is. Okay, let me put it. Then she will understand. We asking if sex before marriage is a yay or nay. You say nay. Now you're giving us reasons and like why you're saying that. And then you went ahead asking Ikuya earlier that if you have multiple sex with people, okay, how is that going to end? How are you going to feel? And I told you life is full of risk, so you can't guarantee if that person is going to be with you. So we went further, coming backwards, and then Papa asked you that if you are saying sex before marriage is a sin, I mean it's a nay for you, and you've given your examples. Now that let's just assume that Akosia has decided not to have sex before marriage. So I marry Papa. We go into marriage, we're having sex, but we're not concentrating on the sex. So mind you, marriage
How is that even possible? That's not realistic.
No, please don't answer back. Let me finish. Please don't. So then Papa is asking, let's say Akosia decides to keep herself and get married to, let's say, Nana Daku. I go into marriage with Nana Daku. It does not work. It's not because of sex, but something else. It didn't work.
Right.
Now I move on to the next man. We get married again. Something doesn't go right. And we get a divorce. Papa is still saying, and then a third person comes in, a fourth person comes in, and you find yourself supplement is the same thing. And then you laughed and said that. That means then you have to check yourself. Something is wrong with you.
No, I said you have to check. So
okay, that's what you said. Did you say that or not? Please, let's move it. So
but I feel like you guys are really not trying to understand where I'm coming from simply because I can't agree.
No. You see, Malaika.
Okay, hold on.
Malaika.
Hold on. Everybody, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Like I said earlier on, we have different desires and different body demands. Okay, we put different premium on different things as different people. So therefore, someone's premium in a relationship is, I mean, the greater percentage of what they desire in a relationship could be purely sexual. Like they feel like when they are they are sexually compatible with a person, everything else can come later. Right. Everything else can be secondary. Like, okay, yeah, once you're sexually, because some people when they fight, and they have sex, the sex can take over the fight. Okay. There are relationships where the financial situation of one of them is not the best, but maybe he or she is providing very good sex, and that kind of compensates for the lapses. You understand? So there is no ideal situation, and we cannot all have the same situations. If somebody's premium is not on sex, it's just not on sex, and we cannot push that down on anyone. That sex
way before marriage doesn't mean your premium is not in sex.
To an extent. Okay. From what I understand on the platform, it's very important to some people. Okay, so waiting to get married before sex might be frustrating for some people, because here's the thing: they want to be faithful to you once you get married. They want to be, all about you, honest, faithful, all the good stuff. But unfortunately, if they have a good percentage of premium on sex, so if that part is missing, then they feel like their ability to be faithful to you dwindles, because one, they might have experienced other people. There are people that have put them to, sent them to a certain point.
You see what I'm saying?
Hold up. There are people that have sent them to a certain point, and they have some kind of expectation. Okay, so if to these people, you have to understand that to these people, sex is important. So if you tell them that no, still stay before you get married, then you are not fulfilling their needs. You are not understanding their needs. Yeah, so maybe to you, it's okay. Whatever you get, you take it. But to them, maybe that was, and if it could even be the main reason why the previous relationship didn't work out, and they are not willing to get into that situation anymore. So this time around, they want to make sure all T's are crossed, all I's are dotted. And one of the things they want to do is to make sure they are sexually compatible with the person that they are going to get into a more permanent relationship with. So, I mean, there's a balance that we, like I said, life is full of balances. There's a balance that we all have to strike.
And then again, there's nothing wrong with discovering yourself, even if it had to be through multiple partners. There's nothing wrong with that. That is
you. That is you, right? That is you, and I believe that is Akosia, that is AJ, that is Yap. But to Malaika, it's not her, and you. Everybody should have to.
Papa, please, can I say this? Can I say this? You asked a question, okay? That you see, that's why I'm coming all the way from what the actual topic is. Is sex before marriage a yay or a nay? Nay to some people, yay to some people. Okay, so the nays have given the examples and we've understood that. Now you come out to ask a question that if I don't have sex with somebody before I marry them, but I go ahead and marry them anyway, and down the lane in that marriage, it ends. But I didn't go in because of the sex. Because if it was, then I would have F the person before marrying the person. But yes, I was clean. I did it. We agreed. No sex. Now we get married. The marriage doesn't work. I move on to another person. Not that I want to sleep with the person before marriage. Because you see, this is the topic we are discussing. So I don't want us to deviate. Then it gets frustrating. That's why I get frustrated. Okay, then I marry another guy. It doesn't work. I marry a third guy. It doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, the focus here is that do we have sex before marriage? So if I would say a nay,
I would still wait.
No, if I say a nay, it means that I have gone according to what I'm saying by saying no.
Yeah.
I did not have sex before marriage. I had sex in the marriage, but still did not work. And I've kept on going. So that was what Papa was asking. So Malachi, tell us. If somebody marries
you,
I would
Malaika, okay.
Because
if somebody marries 10 times,
I would wait.
If somebody never has sex before marriage, but they did not sustain that marriage for 10 times, what would you say about that?
50 times, 100 times. Yes. I still believe in waiting.
Exactly.
So now don't say that.
You also have to remember that. You also have to remember that the reason why she probably said what she said was one of the reasons those who are yay for sex before marriage was sexual compatibility. Okay. And if it's like you especially mentioned size. Like if the person is your size or not. So I think that was what triggered what she said, because so then it comes to the fact that you want to make sure you are sexually compatible with the person. It's not a matter of we got married, the marriage didn't work, so I moved on.
Right.
You wanted to make sure that you are sexually compatible with the person. And that is why she came in. See, she mentioned so many different things. One, she talked about pregnancy, and then you came in saying that shouldn't. And at a point, you're even going to ask her she got pregnant before. So then we scrapped that, and then she came in and so basically there are different components that she is talking about.
Yeah,
and that is why I think that we should all understand, because you said one thing, and at another point you said a different thing. Like you talked about the fact that you can be married.
It's a discussion. It's a discussion. So I can give examples of a nay, why it's a nay, and yay, why it's a yay. We're not making this personal. It's not. We are having a discussion.
They use sex toys. Thunder fire.
So I can. This is how I understand this kind of conversation where people will come and give their opinions as to why this is not good for you, as to why this is good for you. I thought that was a discussion. I don't think I want to, tell people, okay, do this, that, because I want things that it's a personal thing. I would not, because I want to check. I don't want to marry and get a surprise.
That's the main thing I'm trying to say. You're saying
maybe that's what I'm thinking about.
And know what you're getting, right? Before you marry. What example are you using to know if you like it? Is it not from experience?
Okay, but what is wrong with that? That is where I question. You see that? It's not going to. That is where I will question, and then Papa will say, "I'm making it personal." Because of course, so you're saying that sex before marriage is not good,
right?
Right. But sex before marriage is not good, right? Sex before marriage is not a good thing, right? It's not good, right? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Well, that's the thing. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's a personal decision.
It's a personal.
Did you know long, or you just?
Can I ask you?
You
She
see,
said she has evolved.
I'll be
If you listen to when she was saying, she said she has evolved. She has come to realize that it's not good because she probably did it the opposite way before.
Good. So because of her experience,
it's not a good thing.
Okay, good. So you can only, I'll tell you this, you can only tell us, okay, this is why I think it's not good. That's why I was trying to correct you from the beginning, so it doesn't drag all this kind of conversation, because then it makes it so much.
I don't like the word.
So you can tell us why you think that.
An opinion.
But
I don't think it's correct, because I was never wrong. It's an opinion. Just like
I understand that.
She can be wrong.
I understand that.
She can be wrong.
But we
it's an
also
opinion.
decide to just do what we're doing.
Yeah. So
is
you
that an opinion too?
Please,
you are
is
not
that
wrong.
an opinion too?
No. But the thing is, I never try to correct you. You asked me, and I gave my opinion. Just because I only said that because you said I to correct you. But I'm saying there was nothing.
Link in it, so people want to call in. If you can put the link down there, please.
Okay.
Me, I just want to clear my confusion. Okay.
Okay. So henceforth, going forward, if you have something to say, you say it. No, we are not asking anybody questions. Just make your statement.
That would be great.
Yeah, we're done. I think that's good.
Yes, make your statement. If you have something to say, just say it. So, Arba, go ahead. What is your statement?
No, I don't have a statement. I was trying to clear something that I'm confused about. That's all.
Okay, so Claire, let's find out what
I want. What's the name again? Malaika. What I want.
Malaika.
Yeah. What?
Malaika.
Papa muted another. Papa muted another.
You see, she's dancing to my music.
That's my song.
You see?
Sorry. At the end of the day, it's all lighthearted. So.
For me, I understand you, and I understand where you're coming from. And then again, I respect your views. But you see, when we are for the other side, right? And you're trying to make decisions here or conclusions for us. And that is where I am coming at you. I'm not coming at you because of what your beliefs are, right? Wait. I'll lose my thoughts. Let me say this before you come in.
Okay.
We talked about, somebody, basically if you're going to date 3 or 4 guys before you find the Mr. Right, you've sampled a couple of men, right? We have that scenario. Then we have one who did not basically have sex with anybody before getting married. Now you have the sex, get divorced 5 times. I sampled 5 guys through sex before getting married. Now you've been married and divorced 5 times, right? Are you telling me that when you married the 6th person, you're going to compare the 5 to the 6th person?
No, I'm still not gonna have sex before marriage.
I'm not talking about sex here. I'm not talking about.
But it doesn't take away whether you
talking about sex. What I'm saying is that when you marry, I didn't say going to marry the sixth guy, you're going to have sex. That's not what I said. I said when you marry the sixth guy, so you are married.
The comparison
that you're going to compare.
No, but this is the thing about the comparison you guys were not getting. You're not sitting here looking at Jack and Jill and thinking who did it better. It's a sexual experience. Every time you're having sex, you're getting something out of it. You're experiencing something. It stays with you. Whether
my question is a yes or no.
But that's where it goes to the part where I say subconsciously you do end up taking whatever experience you had with that person.
So are you going to take the next person from the 5 to the 6?
That's not a literal Jack used to do missionary, so now all I want is Jill to do missionary. It's the experience you're taking with you. I don't know why that's hard to. Why you're not able to understand that you are taking
what I'm saying.
Okay, Araba, I think you are driving at a point. So make your point.
No experience with you. That's why I said I needed a yes or no answer, because if it's a no, if when you are going to marry the sick person, once you marry the sick person and you're having sex with the sick person, if you were not comparing the 5 guys to the sick person, what makes you think that the person
you're taking 5 different experiences with you to that 6th relationship, whether you like it or not? Subconsciously, you are. That's like every
experience is different from the way you
breaks your heart. It's normal.
Experience
different from sex.
Experience is good. I'm talking about comparison. That's the word you use. Comparison, not experience. Experience.
Okay, so then let me clarify. I am talking about the experiences you're taking from one relationship to the other. Whether you want to or not, subconsciously you are taking you are your experience. You are your experience in life. So you are taking, whether it's your first marriage, your second marriage, your third marriage, your fourth marriage, your 6th marriage, your 11th marriage, your 13th marriage.
Is everybody the same? Is everybody the same? Why would you be going to?
It's the experience of that person, of that relationship you're taking.
She's contradicting herself. Let's go.
Okay.
No, I kind of understand what she's saying.
You're taking
life, but then if you say it that way, apparently experience is the best teacher. So what she's trying to say is that when you experience something in life, when you experience the same situation again, because of your past experience, it sort of makes you better at what you're experiencing. But her idea is that even though she's gone through 4 marriages or 10 marriages and the marriages hasn't worked, when she gets to the 11th marriage, she will still wait till she gets married before she has sex.
Which is the whole thing.
But that's not the question I asked.
You're waiting.
Because she is for not having sex before, and I respect that. So I'm not saying she should go and have sex before that's not what I said. It was a comparison thing that I was
talking. But the point is that okay, I think I understand where you are coming from. I understand what she's saying too. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, what she's saying is that regardless of how many times you get married, at every point, she will wait till they are married before sex.
Right.
Now, once they get married, sex is not going to be the reason why they are going to, if they have to divorce, it won't be because of sex. It will just be built upon experience as she's moving on. If she's going to leave because of sex, then you can say that she compared the previous one to this one and it's not going well. That's why she's leaving.
So are we?
But if she's leaving,
those that have sex before marriage, they go into the relationships because of sex. Is that what we're saying? Because that's not what happens.
No. That's not. I don't think that is what she's saying. The question I threw in is probably what is throwing the whole discussion in another direction, because I was thinking of the fact that okay, if you have to if you have to wait till you get married, what if you get married so many times? Because she said something like one of the reasons why she thinks waiting to get married is because the lesser experience you have, the lesser the possibility of you trying to compare, right? And that was the reason why I asked that. What if you happen to marry legally many times, you are still going to rack up all these experiences. So then, isn't there a possibility of you comparing? But what she is saying is that by natural design of things, yes, subconsciously you will compare in your mind, but that will not be a reason for you to leave the relationship to jump to another one. And I think that is what she's saying. I mean, I
Yes.
could be wrong, but I
Thank
think that's
you.
what she's saying.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm not saying it, or maybe I'm not articulating it the way you might be able to understand. But that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think that is where she's coming from. Like, yeah, subconsciously you will compare in your head, but that your comparison will not be the reason why you want to leave the marriage. Like, okay, this person was doing it this way and you are not doing this way, so I'm leaving. Yes, of course, but every experience is
but
different.
nobody
And
was saying that we were going to compare. I mean, all that. She made that statement. That's why
no,
we kept.
That was not what I was trying to say.
Okay.
I made
Okay,
okay,
but then you have to try your best
Pretty.
to explain,
Yanko.
to us.
All right. I think my connection is bad. Hi,
We
darling.
can hear you.
Hi, guys.
I don't look at your.
Okay, so I've been watching backstage, and there's a little contradiction here and there. So let me get this here. I am a fair believer of I'm gonna fuck you before we do anything. Like, I need to know what I'm getting into.
Right.
But that is
I
a
just want to
personal
say
choice.
that. And thank you.
It's my so my personal choice. Now I do respect others. Malika. Okay, so you stand on what was that? Sorry. Malika. Okay, I'm sorry. So I stand on the opposite side of you. I respect where you're coming from. I believe the contradiction is here. Now, most people believe that no sex before marriage, you automatically become the person's best experience because you have not experienced anything. That is false to the T. Meaning, the first experience might be okay, but as we grow, our bodies respond differently to touch, to senses, everything. So your body mechanism is gonna like yearn for something extra. Most people do not understand sexual communication, so they will not be able to communicate their needs, and they don't even bring it up because my first partner, my first sex, so we should be able to please each other. We all have been blessed with an age where we can read, we can get ourselves knowledge. So you read a book, a simple book that you pick is going to describe a different sexual experience. That is going to tickle your fancy. So having sex before or after relationship, before marriage, should be a personal choice based on your beliefs and what it brings to you. But to believe that I don't have an experience, so this person is going to be my best, that is a lie. On another point of sex before marriage, y'all know I subscribe to that. And I sit in that seat very proudly. The reason why I subscribe to that is I do not like surprises. I want to make sure we can both speak in a language where we can understand. I'm not talking about words. My body moves and responds to yours. I am a teacher in a different way, but I'm not a babysitter and I'm nobody's mother. So training somebody who then your bones are brittle. I cannot be responsible for breaking anything. I have to be assured that what I'm getting is what I want, desire, and need. Not to say I'm gonna ditch somebody because they did not meet my fantasies or whatever. But there has to be that communication where I know if this one was a fluke. It was a fluke because it was first time experience, or we both tired of whatever reason. But we speak in the language that we both move accordingly. Okay.
All right.
Please,
Time
we are
check.
saying
10
something at the
minutes
back.
past. 10 minutes to 1 a.m. I think we should shoot on closing at 1, so that people can go about their normal business. Those of you who are still monitoring, first of all, give me 1 second. Let me see what's going on.
Oh, I can tell you. I can tell
Nothing.
you.
Nothing is going on.
So it's pretty much watching it.
Nothing
Oh
new.
yes. I even called out today.
So basically, for Georgia, President Trump is leading by 25,000 points, 25,000 votes, and there's still 2% to be counted.
Fulton County want to call it at night and come tomorrow.
So
Fulton County, you are disturbing us. I'll come there.
Then in Pennsylvania, he's leading by let's say 150,000 votes, but there's still 11,000 more to be counted. I think North Carolina is also kind of tight, but not really. He's leading by let's say less than 100,000 votes, but there's still 6% more to be counted. We are still waiting on Nevada, where Joe Biden is leading by 8,000, but there's still 25% to be counted. So that's a quick update on what is going on the flip side. Who is he? Who is he leading? Well, Amma, who is he leading? Saying, okay. Who is KB? KB has joined. No picture, no name. I'm really tempted to take you off. If you can't show your face, at least let us know who you are. Who is KB? Okay, I'm guessing KB is not ready to join us. Like I said, we have 8 minutes. I figure we have 8 minutes to bring the show to a close. So we're going to go around as usual. Pretty. Abna, until over 1 o'clock na AM. It is good. Okay. So we are going to draw the program to a close. It's been yet another intense program, but I think that again, this program is for the community, and the community is made up of diverse views and
maybe we have to bring part 2
opinions. So at any given time, everybody's views and opinions should be upheld. Nobody is wrong and nobody is right. It's an opinion. Opinions don't have right or wrong, because when we talk about religion, okay, if you go to some religions do not allow polygamy. Other religions accept it. So is polygamy wrong or right? No, we cannot sit here and say one thing is wrong or right. It depends on your beliefs, your own thought process, your background, and all that stuff. So when someone says polygamy is wrong, you cannot jump on that person and say, hey, what do you mean polygamy is wrong? When someone says polygamy is right, you cannot jump on that person like, oh, okay, fine. Good for you. For me, it's bad. We cannot push our opinions on anyone. This is what I think. You can also say what you think.
But can you ask, from what you just said, let's say you tell me polygamy is good. So we can have a dialogue? Is it okay to say Tell me, in your opinion, why you think.
If I tell you polygamy is
that
good,
is better to me. That is better, isn't it?
yeah. But
that should be a discussion.
yeah, but if someone tells you the opinion, it should end there, because at the end of the day, no, like. I don't know.
It's not okay to convince somebody. Euthanasia.
No,
I mean, I see
you
opinions is like
you don't need to convince anyone.
You made a product.
You don't have to convince.
You don't need to convince anyone.
You guys are not getting me. Can I please finish? Let me.
Anyway, I'm closing the show. Please let me close.
Okay, then let me use this my 30 seconds to say.
You cannot convince anyone on your opinion unless it's a fact. Opinions cannot be facts. Okay? Unless I have to convince you that 2 + 2 is 4 because it's a fact. You understand?
And truth are different.
But other than that, if I want to tell you that I like a monogamous relationship, I cannot convince you that you have to like it. It's not a fact. It's an opinion. It's a choice.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Whatever we have discussed here, there are no facts. We don't have any facts. Everything we've discussed here is an opinion. So if you push someone and they say that is where they stand, you leave it alone. There's nothing you can do. The person cannot explain to you the whole night for you to understand why they stand where they stand. It is where they stand. It is what it is. End of story. Unless it's a fact.
Okay,
you understand? That's why, like, when I was reading a election result, I was reading facts and figures.
You weren't. How sure are we? You didn't put it on the board. You are just telling us. Put it there. So now this one,
you see, it's fact. So facts are facts. Opinions are opinions are like noses. So yeah, when we are giving our 30-second submission, remember for a fact that you are stating your opinion and no fact. Okay, so based on that, let me put in my No, hold on. I have to play my.
So this is your song.
Yeah.
You have sing it.
It's not playing, no.
Have you sing this one?
Okay. So whilst this one is playing at the background, we'll go around and listen to everybody's.
Me, I can't talk with music on.
Yes, you can.
It's my opinion.
Nonsense.
No.
Nonsense. Okay, all right. Let's start with you. Give us your 30 seconds opinion about tonight's discussion.
I will show Nina. Come on. I also opinion. Well, and Malaika, thank you for coming to the show. I was for Yadobibiasi. That's a ne. Yabessia. Then my warrior, and then branching, take away neko. Yabre mudie, would take away a compratria and our rima on Sabisi form. Yeah.
Bam. Achimda this year, Prince of platform. The third. And now Moten in Kano. Okay. So let's go to Yabs. State your opinion.
My opinion, definitely sex before marriage. From my experience and everything, definitely sex before marriage.
Definitely.
That's all I can say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Lady na oba late no. Me mboni din kra ma ni timu yende. Me dwane rough.
Oh.
I'm now there yanka say. So your opinion?
Sex is good.
I knew it.
Take out.
Take out.
Wow.
Opinion, sex is good.
Yes.
Bam.
Before and after.
Did you see her face?
I don't want to see her face. She's not my friend anymore. Okay. Malaika, your 30 seconds opinion about everything.
Sex is great. I still believe in sex, after marriage based on my own beliefs and my own opinions. And I respect everybody's opinion. And I learned, something new every day. And I appreciate you guys having me here.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us. You gave us another perspective about
I
issues
started
here.
a war.
No, you didn't. You actually opened
You
open this up. Okay, I'll go, Uncle.
Okay. I would say sex before marriage. I will have to check it, however. So either doing it or checking it with my hands. I'll check it.
One way or the other.
Yeah, I will have to
check.
No.
Microphone check. Okay. I'm your friend. Sound check. Okay. Arwa.
Okay, for me, I think say we are all different. Obiana ne choice, right? The only thing I would say is that sex is a problem in a lot of relationships, especially marriages. Some marriages are breaking because of that. And we have to understand that it's not everybody that has a learning spirit. And then again, some people can teach. So whatever choice you make sure that when you go into that marriage or that relationship before marriage, you don't suck at it. Because if you do, nothing else matter. It's either you're going to have occasional sex because your partner doesn't want to be with you, he would be doing stuff somewhere else, or probably playing with himself right in front of you, or he's going to leave the relationship. So, whichever way, whatever your choice is, make sure you go in, learn it with more knowledge. Don't go and be like,
and they say anti you.
Missionary today, missionary tomorrow. 3 years missionary.
You're past your 30 seconds.
I'm back. Oh,
I put the head bed.
I don't know one Zoom open what I'm also in there.
I award or Grammy. Kasa night it means you have to.
Oh, now that 30 seconds when do it's going to come out.
I don't need to go 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Agree. Emra Kenya Odia. Me makami dievi. What me too?
There will be a that's an relationship.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, Queen. Yeah, Kaimo say. Ochina, yeah, starting new for those of you who are fans of High Life. No, say yeah, starting some new show. Just to relax everybody on Thursdays. We have a movie night on Thursday. Producer the movie. I mean, mom instructions too much. If you say yes, I never really finish. I mean, yeah, but I have
Before I send before you leave,
who am I getting?
May nominate Kuku Aban.
No. I'm getting a feedback from someone.
Well, you're playing a song in the background.
Obi for hold on, let me mute everybody. It's not the song. I said I was playing a song when everybody was talking. Now go ahead. Nana da kuna na yes sir.
Really? And it's funny? Wow.
Because I also you nominate who?
Me nominate a Kuku Aban. Kuku as I won't die next week. Or more than send the video. You're the star of a next week. Why? It's Kuku Aban.
Okay,
so she passed the message. Right? So,
okay, so we nominate Kuku Aban as a star of next week. All right, nice one. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, producer Mami movie me you know China. Very, very nice movie. She has watched and agreed say it's nice. So China no when hopefully we'll get to know of the final results, everything, and then tomorrow just get your popcorn, relax, and whilst you wait for your either still sitting or incoming president. Either way, there's is kind of some history going to be made tomorrow. A non-politician who has had 2 terms, or someone who has won without worrying about the swing states that every president has worried about ever since the inception of. So there's going to be history by the end of this week, regardless. And yeah, the Munina Sijamin show. Malaika, thank you so much for coming. I muted you. Thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate your time. It's been an interesting discourse. I believe we've all learned enough, and we've learned to respect our opinions. And still, like Nana Daku said something which was very profound. Like, when you talk, you're only talking about what you know. When you listen, you get to learn more. So thank you and have a good night. Appreciate you coming through. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, it's yeah, I've got any singles ladies out here for me. Pacho Obi a single. Okay, sorry. Okay. No, sorry.
Me pato mami nyama some quick be Mr. Bra o hwehwe Hukume is going to be a site.
Now you're talking about Hukume.
Let me say what I'm saying. Why?
No, Hukume is a fine
Why? No, it's for both on your website. Arba app soon. So brother, watch out for it. And to all highlight video listeners, Hukume is a new site for people to meet and date. We'll do your background check, your credit score, everything.
Have you paid for this commercial?
All of that.
I'm
not lying.
Have you paid for this commercial?
Have you
paid for this commercial?
Wait,
I have to pay for
you
it.
You can't advertise your product. Yes, you can't advertise your product on our platform without you. Yes.
What did you just say?
Did you? Yes, you can't advertise.
Excuse you? Good night.
Fast answer and delete.
Oh, there be a sombra who came in. Please, you will be advertising the app very soon.
Okay. You are an emotional panelist. You are an emotional panelist.
Are you kidding me?
One shot, real quick before I delete it.
The way I would deal with you when I'm correct. When I'm fit, I would deal with you.
Producer.
Emotional. Charlie, I see you.